What's up everyone, it's Ricky here. I haven't made a video in ages, so I'm really sorry about that. I'm still doing that every 100 subs I open cases. I haven't done that in ages. To be fair, I haven't made any videos in ages, so all the likes and subscribers and the comments I get on my videos, again, I really appreciate it. But today's video is really about that Valve potentially might be removing cases. As you know, there's cases in Counter-Strike, but there's a chance they won't last forever. Not because players are going to stop buying them, but because government laws are pushing publishers to change or even remove them entirely. It might sound wild, but there is already evidence Valve has adjusted just to keep cases alive in some countries. Today, we're talking about why Valve might be preparing for a future where loot boxes become illegal in more countries, and how Genesis terminals might not be about aesthetics but more about legal survival. Counter-Strike cases have been an institution for over a decade to help drive the economy of CS, keep the market liquid. They fund operations and let us chase dream skins worth more than our rent. So when government starts saying that looks like gambling, companies listen, especially when alternative is massive fines or outright bans. Across the globe, governments are finally waking up to how loot boxes and randomized item purchases resemble gambling, especially for minors. Here's some real examples where legal pressure has already changed things. France made Valve adapt how cases work, introducing an X-ray scanner system. You have to reveal the item before buying the key because law sees randomness as gambling mechanic unless the player knows what they're paying for the first. Belgium has classified loot boxes as actual gambling, meaning paid loot boxes have to be removed or altered so they don't run afoul of gambling laws. Brazil recently banned the sale of loot boxes to minors entirely as a part of a broader online child safety law. China forces full loot box drops rates to be disclosed, and that is already shaping how developers present randomized content. That's just a short list. Other countries like Australia, Germany, Spain, Finland, and even discussions in the UK, US are wrestling with the same question about gambling, transparency, and consumer protection. That's a lot of legal diversity. Now, Valve doesn't want to be in a position of customizing the game for every law in every country. So here's the rub. When the government starts saying loot boxes look like gambling, and when some laws already treat them like gambling, Valve suddenly faces two options. Number one, keep doing it and risk legal trouble, region by region. Or number two, redesign or remove the mechanic globally to stay consistent and compliant. And historically, Valve doesn't like messy patchwork solutions, it prefers unified systems. So when you see things like Genesis terminals appear in CS2, it raises eyebrows. Why build a system that centralizes item distribution and value control, if not to prepare for the future where potentially cases might be restricted or banned? Valve needs a legal way to manage item distribution, or even markets must be tightly controlled for compliance. We don't realistically have a public Valve memo explaining all of this, but conceptually, something like Genesis terminals gives Valve a way to moderate value flows, a tool to anchor items distribution to non-random systems, and a system where value isn't just driven by gambling odds. If regulators decide that randomized, paid case openings are too close to gambling, Valve already has alternative tools already. Something to pivot toward, rather than suddenly rip out cases and tank the CS economy. Let's visit France because it's the clearest case study. In France, players can't just buy an open case randomly. They have to scan it first to see what it's inside before they pay. That workaround exists precisely because regulation said, look, this looks like too much like gambling. That's not theoretical. That's Valve responding to real legal pressure. Now imagine the model being extended or expanded. So what could happen next? Governments could ban randomized case openings entirely, require visibility of odds or guaranteed items, restrict loot boxes to adults or age-verified users, or even force alternative systems that don't resemble gambling. And Valve might choose to make cases unpurchasable in certain countries, shift to transparent, non-random items, or even use centralized systems like Genesis that can satisfy regulators. None of these are valid conspiracy theories. They are what other industries do when legal definitions of gambling start to bite. So, are the CS cases going tomorrow? Probably not. We're probably not going to go in the near future, but the trend is real, and the signs suggesting Valve is thinking ahead. If loot boxes begin to vanish or change worldwide, or even the new systems replace them, it might be less about Valve hating or a dopamine rush, and more about legal compliance and protecting the entire global economy system of CS2. But let me know what you think. Do you think cases should stay exactly the way they are, or is it Valve to evolve in the system once and for all? Drop your thoughts below. Please let me know what you think. Personally, I think eventually they will go, just because of the world we live in right now, and everything changes. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.